So we're still on section 2-1. And let me pull this up on the screen here. Didn't we get as far as like number 24 or something like that? 23? All right, and then 24 we're skipping. So we're on to number 27. Okay, there's not that many left in this section. So let me pull this up here. Not even that. I mean, it goes to 40, but I skipped a few here and there. So we look at number 27, okay? Question number 27, we have the graph. Yeah, I think it's only about 5 or 6 I'm going to go over with you guys here. They give you f of x is 3, x plus 2. F of x equals 3, x plus 2 squared. Is that it? Nope, then plus 1. Okay, and then they ask us just to fill in the blanks here. It says the graph is a blank by a factor of 3, okay? Well, there's 3 right here. Since it's bigger than 1, it's going to stretch it. Well, wrong way though. Or there you go. Okay, stretching it vertically, okay? If it's with the x, it's horizontal. It's off by itself, it's a vertical stretch. Vertical stretch by a factor of 3. I think it's stretched because it's bigger than 1. Where are we at here? Followed by a translation. Remember, translation is a fancy word for slide or move. Was it 2 units? Well, it's with the x, so it's going to move it to the left, opposite of what you think. 2 units left. And also a translation of 1 unit up. 1 unit up. 1 unit up of the quadratic. Okay? And the vertex, I don't know if we've used the word vertex yet. The vertex is the turning point of a parabola. Okay? It's either the high point or the low point. If I have a parabola opening up, this vertex right here is the low point. There is no high point, it goes up forever. If I have a parabola opens down, this is the vertex. It's the high point. There is no low point because it goes down forever. Okay? And the vertex is what we normally plot when we're graphing a really quick rough graph. Okay? The plus 2 moves it 2 to the left, so it'd be negative 2. And the plus 1 moves it up 1. That's your vertex. So if I did a really quick graph, you don't have to graph this, but you'd go 2 left and up 1, and the parabola would be opening up and be a little skinny. That's a very quick rough graph. You don't have to have the graph, but I mean, you should be able to come up with that. Okay?
Mr. Graham.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, left up. Is it 2 left and
Yep.
1 up? Okay.
Yep.
You just didn't put the
Yeah, I didn't write down 2 because I should have done that. And 1 up. Yeah, it's just they have those up there. It says, 2 units, and then the blank is going to be up, and 2 units left, and 1 unit up. Okay, let's skip number 28. On to 29. Same basic question. 29, they give us, where are we at here? Negative 2x squared plus 5. F of x equals negative 2x squared plus 5. Okay. Okay, they said this is a something by a factor of 2. Okay. Well, now you gotta again be careful here. You might go, well, negative 2 is smaller than 1. It's going to shrink it. The negative flips it. The 2, you look at the number itself, not the sign with it, okay? The 2 is bigger than 1. It's going to vertically stretch it, okay? It's a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. Okay? And then it says a reflection, since it's a negative out front, it's going to reflect it over the x-axis, okay? If it's out in front of everything, it's always over the x-axis. Reflection over the x-axis. Then a translation of 5. Now sometimes students will say, well, is that with the x or not? If it was with the x, it'd be in parentheses, okay? It's off by itself, so.
For the first one, you said it would be a horizontal stretch if it was with the x. So wouldn't this one?
No, I said it was vertical stretch.
Yeah, but you said it would only be horizontal if it was with the x.
Okay, and this is where it gets tricky, okay? And this is where, let's just put that on hold for a second here. This says it's a vertical stretch. Forget about math right now, just totally forget about math. If you're going to vertically stretch something, it's also going to horizontally shrink, okay? It's going to horizontally shrink it. You can't have one without the other, okay? Think about silly putty, okay? If I stretch silly putty horizontally, it's going to shrink it, it's going to make it thinner that way, okay? So is it wrong to say that it's horizontally shrunk? No, the computer's going to say it's wrong though, okay? I would say this, if it's with the x, it's always going to be in parentheses. They're always going to put it in parentheses, okay? There's no parentheses there, so it's going to be a vertical stretch. Again, it could have said a horizontal shrink. The computer's going to mark you wrong though, okay? Now, do you have to worry about that on a test? No, I take either answer, okay? Good question. Okay, and then they're going to move this thing, 5 units up. Translation of 5 up. 5 units up. Okay? And then the vertex, well, they moved it up 5. They didn't move it left to right at all, okay? So it's gonna be, instead of, normally the vertex is 0, 0. But if we're gonna move it up 5, it's gonna be 0, 5. And be careful, sometimes students will say, well, it's 5, 0. 5, 0 is not up 5, it's right 5. Yes, ma'am?
So how do you know vertex? I didn't understand it when you were explaining that.
The vertex, like if I was to, the vertex is always 0, 0. It's always 0, 0 unless you start sliding it around, okay?
Okay.
Since we moved it 2 to the left, it's gonna be -2 and up 1, up 1.
Oh, okay.
This one moved it up 5 and that was it.
But
So
it
instead of
was
0,
negative,
0.
So wouldn't it be negative? Well, no, because it would still be down
You good?
here. Yep.
Okay. Okay, next one, 9, skip 30, on to 35, okay. So let's do this, we're gonna graph this thing and we're just gonna find the answer. 35. They give us 2x minus 1 minus 2, 2x minus 1 minus 2. 2x minus 1 minus 2, yeah. Okay, so let's describe this thing. They don't tell you to describe it, they just say graph it, but it wouldn't hurt to describe it in order to graph it. This minus 1 with the x, let's move it 1 to the right. The minus 2 off by itself, let's move it down 2. Okay, so if I graph this, we're going to go 1 right, and down 2, and put a dot right there. That is our vertex. Okay? Now, does this parabola open up or is it open down? Well, up. This 2 right here is positive. If it's negative, it flips it upside down. It's going to make it positive. It's going to make it, it is positive. It's going to go up. And it's going to make it a little skinnier. It's going to stretch it a little bit, not a ton. 2 is bigger than 1, but not way bigger than it. So it's going to look sort of like that. So if we look at the choices, it's got to be, let's see, where is it? Does it look like this one probably?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna put middle left. Middle left. That'll get you the right answer. And again, my goal is not for you to get the right answers. My goal is for you to understand why the right answers are the right answers. I think there's only 2 more I'm gonna do with you guys. I'm gonna go to 40, I think. 37. So on 37 we have f of x equals what? -2 x minus 1 squared plus 2 plus 2. So I'm going to describe this thing, and I'm going to plot the vertex. The minus 1 with the x moves it 1 to the right. The plus 2 off by itself moves it 2 up. So we're going to go 1 to the right, and up 2, put a dot. This time the parabola is going to flip upside down because of the -2 out front. That -2 is going to flip it upside down, and it's going to make it a little thin. Is it going to be thinner or fatter than this one, do you guys think? Any guesses?
The same.
The same. It's just flipped upside down, okay? Okay. It's still 2. It's a -2, which flips it, but 2 is 2.
2.
Okay. So which one does this have to be? Looks like, is that middle right? Is that it?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Looks like the middle right. Middle right will get you the right answer. And the last one I'm gonna do with you guys. 39, so we have -2, x plus 1. X plus 1 squared, take away 2. Okay, so that plus 1 with the x, let's make it 1 to the left. The -2 off by itself is going to move it 2 down. So we plot our vertex, we go 1 to the left and 2 down and put a dot. And this time our parabola is going to open down again because of this -2 right here. And again, it's going to be just as fat or skinny, however you want to call it, as the other ones because they're all 2's. So this one looks like it's got to be, which one? This one, is it? I think it's got to be that one. Bottom right. bottom right will get you the right answer. Okay, question on these. We're basically doing the same problem over and over and over, I think, so. I say, you guys, you guys are on your own, and if you need help, get help, okay? Ask either me or somebody else, okay? But you got the rest of the time you work on this. I'm gonna give you some time to work on this tomorrow also, but, we'll probably start a new section tomorrow. At least talk about a new section. Okay, the rest of the time,